On point. On point.
Again, let's do it again.
On point. On point. On point. On point. God damn it. On point. On point. Yeah, man. On point.
I mean, I feel like I've seen online like women.
It has happened, yes.
Yeah.
However, if you have given all the signs, if you are there, if you can open your mouth to say no, even but there's several factors.
So basically,
however, let me talk. But then you're already doing the deed, and then you're still finishing off, and then afterwards you decide it wasn't consensual. That doesn't make sense.
Okay,
it does
good.
make
So
sense.
then let's talk about it.
It does make sense because there are women who have been.
Sorry. No, because see, this already we're supposed to record this.
Monkey, we have been recording.
No, because see, it's holding this.
You're drunk. You drunk of water.
Okay, sorry.
Alright, so
Nigga, please.
Alright, so I saw a post, right? I saw a post on Instagram.
Louis look nice.
I saw a post on Instagram and it said, I'm still deciding whether or not this is consensual. For the cameras, for the close-up. It's gonna be a shit show. So basically, wait, you guys have seen it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So the question that would, that would pop up is, when exactly does a woman give her consent?
If she wasn't intimidated into the act, if she wasn't pressured by social gestures of the man to commit that act.
Like what? What do you mean? What
Because
kind of
there's
pressure?
situations where you're out and about, you're somewhere in a bar, and then you see a guy who's hitting on you. You don't entirely feel comfortable with it, and he gives you signs to corner you into having sex with him, and you feel like you have to oblige because something else would happen. In that case, you're split between whether you actually want to because he seems very charming or whatever, or because you're doing this out of fear.
Okay,
Where
but
in
you're
that
still
sense-
at the club.
I mean, it can happen.
But
It
you
can be
said
like
you-
a one night
No, do you
stand.
know why?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because you follow him to
Yeah,
Exactly,
because
that's
that-
a different thing. Like if you
'cause-
follow him home, then obviously you should have been in your right mind.
No, because it can happen that she does follows you home, right? If she does follows you, she still hasn't given her consent.
I mean, if she's not drunk, if she's not in any way.
Personally, I feel guys need to know that if she follows you home,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that she's given her consent to sexual,
To fuck.
exactly.
intercourse.
I
Yeah.
wanted to say adventure,
Okay.
but okay. Yeah.
All those words.
Yeah, so
Yeah, if you decide to just go home with this guy to have a good time or whatever, and it does end up with sex, then it should be in your right state of mind, like whether you want to actually do this out of your own free will, or if you're doing this because you feel cornered. Because you going home with a guy doesn't automatically have to result to having sex with him, like you said.
definitely.
Yeah.
So does it would I say, is there a way you could playfully make the person say yes?
I'm with being very straightforward, honestly, because I don't like beating around the bush. Like if I come
Nah,
home
that's
with
the
you,
best
Making
thing.
someone playfully say yes is just seduction.
Basically.
So that's always consensual.
And that's not always
So that's
consensual.
consensual.
Seduction.
Because-
That's not
When you're
consensual.
playful and when you're flirting and it's reciprocated, it is
Yeah,
very much
because-
consensual.
because
if it's reciprocated,
of course.
it's very much
but
consensual.
still, at the end of the day, if you guys are flirting,
it is that.
Exactly,
a
it's still flirtatious.
flirtatious.
Still flirtatious. Of
It's
course,
still-
it's not.
that's
It's not.
flirtatious.
Yes.
if you guys are flirting, that's not consent.
It's just
Of course,
I
flirtation.
it's
mean,
not- it's
in
just
this world,
flirtation.
we live in right now, that's not consent. Until she said yes, until she used her mouth to say yes,
What
this
is
is
this guy
consent.
saying? So how many girls have you? Yeah, that's what.
No, say it.
Of course you can say
How
it.
many girls have you had sex with that tell you, yes, I want you to have sex with me?
All the guys are sleeping.
Really, you lying.
Because that's
You are lying.
Bro,
No, I'm not
but
lying.
you see,
Look in here. Wait, look in here.
That's the
I'm not
question.
lying.
Look in here and say it.
I'm not lying. Every girl.
I said, say what I said.
I say I'm
That
lying.
every girl that you've had sex with told you explicitly, I want you to sex me.
No, they don't tell. They
So
didn't
that's
tell
what
me.
she's
No,
saying.
They didn't tell me.
They told you.
They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me.
But their actions,
They
right?
didn't, no, not the actions. I ask. You want to smash?
You're a liar.
Come
which
on.
is
know
fine
why?
too.
Do you
It's
want to
fine.
smash?
No.
Yes,
It
It's
is
fine too.
simple.
That's
No,
fine
we
too.
cannot talk. This is no. You guys.
Do you want to
know why?
smash?
Do you know why?
Yes or no?
Do
Simple.
you know why?
Jimmy
Because
Carr.
there are many cases where the guy is trying, right? He's not asking. He's trying to move certain directions, and the woman would say no, multiple times before they let or before the guy is allowed to.
Yeah,
go
but the
certain-
picture in particular that we're talking about, they're already in the middle.
I know,
of it.
but the way I
So
see it is
you can't really. I know, but like you can't really decide. Okay, have I already said okay to this? If you're already doing it.
It's always about the pre-story.
No,
You
let
need
me
to.
just say-
There is
the page-
obviously, but then
the
that's
page
but
or
that's
the
on like
picture-
worst case scenario.
the picture is basically it's like a satire. They're stretching it, right? But basically, what they're trying to say is that when exactly do you give your consent? And obviously, what we can learn is how do you give your consent for men, basically, because I know from a couple of guys in my circle, we have this rule that if she says no and it's a firm one, we're not,
It's a no.
it's a no. But there's certain no's where you're like, you playing, you're joking, That's
that
where
could land you in trouble, my
Yeah,
brother.
that-
Exactly, that
can
can-
land you
that's-
in trouble.
But you see, but in the end, then
So that's what I'm saying.
if you guys still proceed, didn't she not give a consent?
If she
I
said no,
think it's
if she
all
said
up
no
to the
and you
woman.
still proceed and she gave in to it,
Because that's the thing. Basically, she gave into it or was like, okay,
she gave in to because what she said earlier, maybe she feel threatened and like, okay, I think I have to do this. If I don't do it,
Depending on the
bad.
situation, if
Yeah,
the guy
depending on the situation.
did somehow give you signs of okay, if I don't agree now, something might happen to me,
No,
or
we're not
this
going there.
might.
That's not.
But I mean, that's the case for some women. That's how they give into that out of fear, and it leads to them regretting or like wondering, oh, did I actually really want to have sex with him, or was I just intimidated?
But I think what Tim is like that playful part, like no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
and
that,
then
If you after the situation of you not being like obviously afraid of what is happening right there, and you have sex with the person, and then you say later on, oh, I don't know if I really want to have sex with him, you're stupid. Like you're being an idiot and not knowing your own self and your own choices, in my opinion.
So what were you gonna say before?
What did you just say? Wait, what?
part?
If the girl has sex with him and doesn't enjoy it, then she's stupid?
No,
What did you just say?
If the girl later on, like after being all playful and stuff, and actually wanting to commit the act, like you weren't insecure in that moment,
Yes.
and later on you say like, oh, I'm not sure if I really wanted to have sex with him, you're being stupid.
No, not at all. Because you can change your mind. You can.
after
I can be
after the
no.
act.
I can be.
Wait, let her finish.
Not after the act.
Let her finish.
I mean, I can be feeling you doing this, that, and the third, and then something would just go click, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm not for this at all. And it is all. I still have the right to say no. It doesn't matter
Definitely.
how turned on you are, or I am, or how heavy we're getting, or how close we're getting to committing the act. If I say no, then it's a no.
Yeah.
So
Or-
you mean when
Yeah,
you're,
that's
when
right.
you're doing
And
it?
the same,
No,
and the
no,
same
when-
goes for the
before-
guy.
No,
If
when
he
you're-
doesn't
when
want
you're
to
doing it
either,
already.
then
In the
no.
middle, yeah.
In the middle.
Even when you're almost getting to it, even if the foreplay is already happening.
No, I mean in the
and
middle.
no-
In the middle.
No, listen to her. She
Well,
said
in the
even
middle,
if the
that's-
foreplay. If the foreplay.
I'm saying about
Because there are
foreplay
some
at the
people they
beginning.
might say, I don't want anyone. in the
I'm
middle,
talking
just
about
like
the
this picture.
beginning. The
Yeah,
beginning.
the
Because,
beginning.
bro, when you're in the middle of it and someone says no, you're like, okay, let me go harder. Doesn't make sense.
What? Wait.
That's-
What? Who is
It
going
happened. It happened. Please, let's move on. But still,
Things I don't know.
no, but if you say no, then it's a hard no because there's always time to change your mind. Always.
That's fair. But like you can't go back on your word and say and act like he was a perpetrator. That's what I'm saying. Like that type of
Okay,
So
no, you
you're
can't
talking
blame
about
them.
when
Of
it's
course, you
done?
can't. You
No,
can't.
I'm
put
not
the
talking
blame
about
on
the
them.
woman herself. You, the woman, shouldn't go back on her word and
And
say
be
like
like,
he was
this-
the one that intimidated me to have sex
Unless
with him
that
or
was the
anything.
case.
Yeah, unless that was
Obviously.
the case, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she's saying if you gave your consent.
You
then
shouldn't
there's
use
no-
that word so loosely as a woman. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't want to actually have sex with him. It was his fault. He did that.
Speak on it, sis. Because Desmond likes to coerce women
What?
into sex.
Why would you say that?
Chevy?
That's a bit. You want to cobalize me? So I believe at the end of the day, if a woman doesn't tell you yes, that's not consent. Regardless of
If a woman doesn't
playing
tell you yes.
Like literally
If-
to your face.
to my
yes.
face, to my
I think-
face.
I
If
think
I ask
So that's
you,
why.
if I ask you, are we doing this?
But why would you ask?
That's the thing.
Why not?
I've
Why
never-
not?
Why
Why
would you
not?
ask?
Why
Some
not?
guys ask.
I've
Some
never-
guys is too
I find it's the best.
That
thing.
could land you in
Exactly.
trouble.
Ask
You're in the
me.
middle and some
Ask
guys
me
like,
and I'll
are
tell
you
you
okay
yes
with this?
or no. Ask
And
me
then
in
you're
the
like,
middle of
oh,
it.
yeah.
Are you okay with that? Yes
Her
or no.
Instagram
You can't just be
account
no,
You see?
no, like for real. You
You
can't just
see?
be doing things and not asking the person because
they're
they might not
alright
be
with it.
comfortable.
Yeah.
They may not be able to speak up for themselves. They may not be like they may be threatened by your presence. They may not feel
That's how women
safe
feel.
enough. Women
That's how
actually feel
women
very
feel.
threatened, even in those types of situations. So you better be asking for consent. You better be asking them, are you
You've got
okay?
to ask,
Are you
because
alright?
when
Do
it's
you
like-
want
these
this?
days-
Do you
You're
want
like-
to go? Like,
Yeah, because I've never read this. So
No,
when
you have to ask.
So,
You
so
have
when
to
exactly
proper, like,
do you ask?
ask.
When exactly
or
do you
ask whenever you feel. I beg,
You
when
feel
you
the
even
momentum. You feel like
Hey!
you're in it and you're just like,
when you're offering
Is
the
this
time
cool?
to ask, yes, is this okay?
is this cool? Is this fine?
Ask all the
No,
time.
that's-
No, not all the time.
Wait,
That's two.
Come on.
Those are two
Yeah,
different.
that was-
things.
that
You
was-
said, ask, do you want to have sex?
Yes,
But
ask.
you were
Do you
saying,
want to have sex?
may I remove your underwear? That's something.
Every
different.
you can ask all the time, anytime,
Do you not have-
anytime.
That's
Nah,
the
that
that's
one-
exaggerate.
I understand
I
that.
agree.
I
I agree with him. That's
Nah.
a
If
bit
I ask
exaggerated.
you-
It's not exaggerating.
That's-
No, no, no,
What
no.
if you're getting hot and heavy and then
I do
like
that.
you're
I don't need to hear
ask.
like 5 times.
Then you have to
no,
tell
not
me-
5
I
I already said yes.
No,
like,
not
it's
5
fine.
times.
Then
But
you
you
have
just
to
have
tell
to
me.
make sure that the person is safe with you before entering the act. Or
But
else,
that one yes should be
before-
final.
That was why I asked you,
That's-
do you want to have sex?
That one yes should
And
be
if you,
final.
if at
Bro.
some point, if at some point,
that
you
can be
felt-
taken in, because how can you just hey? How
then
can
tell
you
me
just,
to stop.
No, how can you just go up to someone and be like, "Hey, do you want to have sex?" Are you
Come
mad?
on,
Just
that's
be
not what
like,
I'm
nah.
saying.
No,
That's not what I'm
obviously,
saying.
I
That's
get
not
what
what
you
I'm
were
saying.
saying
That's
with
not
the
what I'm saying.
momentum.
Yeah.
No,
I
if
get
we
that.
if we met up,
But just tell us to
And
sign
Paint a
contract.
picture.
okay.
Paint a picture.
Met up.
That's way. Put it on
Okay.
paper.
Let me.
Paint the scenario. Go ahead.
You guys,
I agree.
you guys are having a moment,
Mhm.
or maybe you're watching Netflix or whatsoever. She came over to your place, and then instead of you trying to, touch or move or try to kiss her, you just ask her.
It depends on the
So
situation.
wait now.
Some
with
people
that-
would-
with
What?
that-
Yeah,
So
why
with
not?
that now,
Okay, with that
Why not?
scenario, yeah.
yes or no? Is that cool?
I think it's fine. Like being direct, if you know the person, that's how they communicate, then that's fine. Because me personally, if you ask me directly, I'll give you a yes or no.
And it depends. It depends.
You?
That is true.
if she
Ask
was-
me directly.
If she was laying on her
However-
chest, and you guys, you were mesmerized, and then you can just ask.
You can ask too.
Simple.
That's fine.
It depends. You just have to find the right moment to ask.
Exactly.
I think that's the best way, by the way.
And also
Because this
women.
what
as long as
believe
it's
in-
consensual
this what
and
believe
very
in,
much
They
mutual.
can fuck you up, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as it's
What way?
consensual and very
Hmm?
much mutual.
In any way, like this one, I don't know yet if this is consensual or not. That was the question.
Yeah, but
And at the
that's
end of the
picture,
day,
yeah.
at the end of the day,
That's dangerous.
she might say, yeah, I didn't want that.
Mhm.
And if she went to the police or whatsoever and she said, I didn't want to have sex with that man, that it wasn't consensual, you're in trouble.
But
And
there's
that's
nothing
another
to
thing
say.
too.
That's a
That's another
question.
thing
There's
too.
nothing
Because
to
these
do.
women that actually do that, they should be held accountable for their actions. Because you can't just go and just change your mind like
Yeah.
without knowing what it is that you actually want.
Mhm.
Because that's where they fuck up most of the time, and I feel like they just like bring a shame to men in a way. But yeah,
So just to be sure, even if you're in this situation, and then you can tell the police, I asked her, do you want to have sex? And she
What do
said
you-
yes.
What do you guys feel of like?
Simple.
Who's
Guys.
gonna believe you?
Huh?
Who's gonna believe you?
At least
Who's
you,
gonna believe you?
at least you know in your mind it was consensual. Even
But
if
that
it
doesn't
was
mean-
But there are men
Yeah.
that know that I cannot talk from behind.
Of course you can talk.
Your thing.
Of course you can talk.
Okay,
Talk.
if you go to
It's
the
gonna,
police
it's gonna be
station
too
now,
messy.
they will still ask the woman like, when he touched you, did he force you? Did you do this immediately? Did you do it immediately? It's not like, you just got into action.
Okay, it makes sense.
So,
But
but
still, I still believe the best option is to ask. At the
I
right,
like,
right
I like,
moment, right time.
yeah, I like that approach.
It's just a simple thing.
Yeah, but
2 seconds.
I would advise you not to just go like,
Yeah,
know,
don't
that's
just
it.
don't.
There's a way.
The
No,
second the girl
no.
enters the door, do you understand?
Come on. That was why Esther. That was why I was saying you have to perfect it in the moment.
You need
Yes.
to know the
Yeah.
person too, because I'm just saying maybe
Exactly.
I'm so
That is
weird.
very
Exactly.
much fair. That
Yeah.
counts
Exactly.
in every way.
Why would someone come in from my door and I was saying
That's what I understood
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
said, I asked, do you want to have sex? And I'm like,
So wait,
that doesn't make
you want to
sense.
smash? That's what I
Because-
said.
how about
Same shit, different words.
what do you guys say about guys, these days who fear women, in the end saying, "Oh, I didn't consent," and that's why they record, certain.
To hold it against them
No, not to
They
hold it
record-
against them.
they-
To
they make
keep
a
it,
sex
as
tape.
not a
evidence.
sex tape,
And
Oh,
to keep
yeah.
as
not a
evidence.
sex tape.
They make
but-
a secret.
Yeah,
Who do you know that does this? Or do you
What
actually
the
know
fuck?
people
I'm
not
asking.
Bro, that's a felon.
I know.
That's a crime.
I know, but I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Wait, what's the question?
Only a criminal mind will ask a criminal question.
You know, what's the question? If that is right, that's not right.
But then in the end,
What do you
if
think
they,
about it?
If they
I think
go,
it's not right.
Okay, but if they go then and say that, oh yeah, I didn't consent, and you have the evidence that you did, that saved their life.
I mean, it's
Like an
also-
illegal
But
support system.
she did not consent to the making of that tape.
That's
You are a
another thing.
criminal.
That's what that's
You
another
would deal
case.
with-
You do
You
not
would
have-
their case.
You will deal with that one later.
Doesn't
Because
matter.
because
Both of you
I
are going to
Hold
jail.
on, no. At that
Check.
time, hold.
Because she committed a crime. Sorry.
No, you committed the crime first.
See,
Even
the-
for
You committed the crime first
presentation.
because it was premeditated. She
No.
did not know that this was happening in the first place. So when she came to your place, you already had a premeditated mind,
See.
thinking that okay, when she comes here, I'm gonna record this just in case for another. That's how murderers think.
Until I
No,
know it is-
no.
That's how murderers
No,
think.
hold on.
but
What
Hold
the
on.
hell?
See, there is a difference. The guy, like, if I understand what he was trying to say, some guys record things, girls do same. Sorry. However, the girl now goes out there and says he raped me or he forced himself on me, and now the guy happened to have secretly recorded footage of their whatever,
it can be footage, it can be text. That,
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
coming over
In
this,
that-
what I'm doing.
However,
Thing is, in that
every man
extreme-
will be happy to face the consequences of recording
In
the
that
video
extreme case,
for
very much
wrongfully
happened for
because at the end of the day you are trying to accuse me of something that
Yes,
I never
yes.
did, and I'm ready to either
defend.
to defend
that's
and
all
stand my
cool.
ground.
That's all great.
with
However,
fine, right?
in all these cases,
Because it's worse to go to prison for rape than someone to
Just
find
record-
you that you recorded something.
You won't go
that
to
is
prison,
great.
you're
That is
paying.
fine. In that particular case, that would be great.
But that was what he was
However,
trying
if
to
that
say,
is
right?
1 in 10 cases?
But Emmanuel, but that was what you were
What
trying
if
to
that
say,
is
right?
Yeah, but
What
what
if
do
that
you-
is 1 in 10 cases?
Meaning what?
Meaning you have 10 girls that you slept with and 10 secret recorded cases, and one girl happened to be like, happened to say, okay, this person raped me, and then now you happen to come up with this tape, and now the police is gonna ask you, do you have any other secret tape that you have
I
recorded?
would
Now
say
you have
no.
to come. No, you have to come.
Exactly.
I would
And
say
that's
no.
where the crime and that's where
because
the
that is
abortion begins.
because then they start to speculate. Okay, was this a premeditated move?
Exactly.
Was he doing this before?
You're
You
gonna
have
end
to
up
be-
look like
No,
the
but-
You're gonna end up
No,
looking
I-
like the criminal.
I-
This is out of
proportion.
It's not taking too far
Yeah.
because
You're taking it out of
no, because you
proportion.
have to think about it. You have to think about
You
it.
said audio tape, right?
No, how do
No,
you record
video.
audio tape?
No, no, no,
You want to
no,
clap?
no, no.
Do you want to
Wait.
record how you're clapping cheeks?
But the thing is,
No, hold up.
Good
When you are
reading,
talking
bro.
about the consent.
No, because you are putting.
I want to understand.
You're putting a title
No, you have to
on it.
think about it. If
You're
you
putting- You said I never said audio.
Emmanuel,
I think I said just an evidence.
An evidence.
That's what I'm
Recording.
talking about. So it could be a recording, video, recording, audio. It could be written as well.
But
You
like
guys
she said,
chatting.
it would be premeditated. This would not just be a coincidental recording or video that you have of this woman. Like you would purposely want to have her consent there, right? That's what you're going for.
Yeah.
Like and that's the thing where I'm saying like if she gave that example, if that's like an exceptional case and you go out with several women and you do that for each woman, and then the case is one woman does actually end up wanting to accuse you for something you didn't do. This whole evidence that you have of all these women is gonna make you look like a crazy person.
No, better safe than sorry because
You
this
know
one
why?
is already crazy.
Not to the police,
No,
man.
no, no,
Not
no.
to the police.
This
It's
one
not
is already
better safe
crazy.
than sorry.
That's the thing I can actually do. The world is already crazy. Last time we were talking about the woman working in the hotel using the
that she
they
condom.
use
the
condom.
cleaner, she used this.
No,
what's
I
it
mean
called?
that's
She
so
used condom.
crazy because anything is
In the
possible in
what?
this world. So
What
it's better safe than sorry. You
There
have to
was a
listen to the
cleaner.
episode.
Yeah, that was a plug. No, there was a cleaner. She was cleaning this room of a young millionaire, multimillionaire, and she took his used condom and inserted the semen into herself.
Mhm.
So then after
Oh
4
yeah,
years,
she won that
and
case.
she won the case.
And she won.
Mhm.
I mean that's
So
crazy.
obviously at the end he was then pressing charges like, yo,
Mhm.
she didn't ask for my consent. I never slept with this woman.
Mhm.
But going back, so now would it be a stretch to say the thing with the camera recording is the same thing as the reason why some women have pepper spray or certain,
That's a different situation though, because the weaponry or
but
the
you know where I'm
pepper.
going, right?
Yeah, but I
And
mean
why
like.
and why do they have that? Is because they have heard, they have seen,
Yeah.
maybe some of them have experienced
So
it.
that's-
Coaches,
But that's immediate
And that's
action
the same
though.
thing. Like now, that's why it's a like this is not.
It's a different thing.
Keep quiet.
Sorry.
This is something.
That's
This
not
is
fair.
something that really happens. Women
No,
go
no,
out and
no,
say
you don't understand.
he raped me. So now some men, some guys feel like no, this is the
Those are
only
two
way I will
different things
protect
though,
myself.
because that with the pepper spray and having like weapons to defend yourself, that's immediate action you take in
Thank
case
you,
you're
yeah.
in a situation where you feel like your life is being threatened. If you are in a house, in an apartment, whatever, with a woman and there is no threat going on, you recording
How
her.
do you know that
The
there's
threat-
no threat?
the threat-
The
no,
threat
no, no,
comes
no.
after.
In the
No,
future.
I'm saying because
In the future.
because that's like physical harm that you're defending yourself against. But you recording her, you're invading this woman's privacy without even knowing. Like I could go around and make like safety things for everything in my life. I can never guarantee that this XYZ is not going to happen to me in my life. So you just recording several women just in case that one out of them tries to take advantage of the fact that she was with you. It's just a violation of their privacy, and it just doesn't work that way. You should already know what type of woman you're getting yourself into so that you don't have to go to these measures.
I love how you guys just made it be like it's
Nah, it's
plenty
normal.
women.
Nah, they're
Because
just-
when
they're
would
just-
that be
No,
wrong?
you said it's
Because
not
no,
one
you have to
talking
kind
about
of
one.
you have to think about it. You have
I
to
know,
think
but
about
we're
it.
only talking about one. You
I know,
people
no,
talk
you have
about
to think
separate.
about
Think
it. You have to
realistically.
think about it.
Think
Think about the
realistically.
case. Think about the case. Like if
You
it
have no
happened
case
with
when
this
you go to
particular woman, and you happen to have a particular recording with this woman, either you already knew she was going to be mad,
Yeah.
or you have already done this previously many times before. It's
Oh,
only one
No,
to
that's
happen.
not what we're talking about. What do you mean we have already done that before? We are talking about the present, what's happening now, what we are seeing. We just clearly gave an example. What the
No,
woman did in the
I
hotel.
said if this woman accused you of rape,
Yeah.
and you happen to have this recording,
Yeah, of course.
there's only two.
So, of course.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm
And
listening.
you happen to have
I want
this
to know where
recording,
this
and
is
then you give
going.
it as evidence to the police to defend your case.
Yeah.
They will either think, okay, they will look at your history with this woman and kind of think, okay, maybe she was the one who was in the wrong, or maybe she has some preceding actions that were very much in question. Or the other case that you have done this before, and because this particular case was very, very troubling for you, that you came forward and you gave this recording to the police.
I feel
To
like that
defend
evidence
yourself.
would even be taken.
That's just very coincidental. Like,
What?
like just this one case, you happen to you've done it before, you've done it several times, and just this one case, you now recorded it, and the police would think, okay, you've done it before, that's why you recorded
That's what I'm
this
saying.
one.
It's a
Like
stretch.
it doesn't make any
cop
sense.
would be
That
like,
evidence would
Doesn't-
not even
doesn't
be
make
taken
any
into
sense.
consideration anyway, because based on what you're saying, like if it is like like text, like screenshots and everything, you wouldn't even have to record that because they're already on your phone. You can go to like your phone provider, whatever, it's already there. But if it's like a video or an audio recording, then it just shows that you already had in mind that this
That
woman
this was going to happen.
exactly, and that itself cannot be seen as evidence. It would just make you look like a criminal. Like, why are you just in case
But
recording this woman?
I
But
feel
you
like-
think what it could happen? It could happen.
It could happen that
Yeah,
she does that to you, but
It
the
could
fact
happen.
that you're
That's the thing. It could happen.
But for me, I feel it's better. I go into prison for having a sex tape than being accused of raping someone.
My favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fine with
say
that.
I'm crazy then.
Better safe than sorry.
just choose your women wisely, please.
Definitely.
So you don't have to go to those
Entanglements
measures.
wisely.
No entanglement. No entanglement.
That's why you have to ask.
Again, that's why I say like these women, they have to just take like their situations in account. Like they have to know for themselves. who do I get involved with before they,
Men too, man. Men that didn't.
Yeah, both.
Men, both.
On point. On point.